boys, today once again joined by Mr. John.
Hello all.
And we've got a brand new affiliation on the channel. So for the first time ever we've got Hydra, so really funky affiliation, all about conditions. Speaking of which, I've been feeling a little under the weather, so if my voice sounds a little bit nasal, raspy,
yeah, that's the one.
That's probably why. So we've got Hydra today. John, you've managed to paint them up for the channel after we picked up a set to be used. You are going to be using Convocation.
I am indeed.
James would want to see Convocation versus Shadowlands Daredevil. However, with Hydra being just out, we wanted to get them on the channel, so for now we'll just use Convocation versus Hydra instead and see how it goes. So we're going to roll priority, look for submissions. I've just thrown some together for the Hydra like we do with new affiliations just to see what they can do. Then we'll roll some dice and see how it goes. So good luck, John.
All the best.
And let's roll some dice.
Definitely.
Right then, John. We've got everything ready, so shall we roll for priority?
Let's roll some dice.
I've got 3.
I also got 3.
However, I do have a crit amongst my 3, John, whereas you've got 2 hits in the world, so I'll do just about edge it out and win the priority roll.
Sounds fair to me.
So, John, 4 missions today. We're just going to quickly run through what we've both brought along. As Hydra's a brand new affiliation, I've just thrown together some crisis cards, mixed up a little with a couple we've not seen in a while, as well as some that I think will work really well with the affiliation. So, for me, first of all, for blues, we've got Sword Base. With a free threat leader and lots of free threat affiliate characters, Hydra can go very, very wide at 14, so I think it's going to be interesting to try and play him on that and see how that goes. Then we've got Gamma Waves, just to force a fight down the middle. It will put Arnim Zola in a really nice position where I can just throw out lots of his prototype weapons, hopefully deal a lot of damage and have him holding my back point while the rest of the affiliation deals with everything else. And then lastly for blues, we've got Demons Downtown. This one had a little bit more thought to it because I can take the incinerates that I gain and give them to you when doing attacks thanks to my leadership. Moving over to reds, we've got another 14 threat, we've got Mutant Extremist, just for another attrition style mission. Not many VPs on the board with it, however it does reduce the dice of whoever's holding it, which could be really interesting, especially with the fact that I'm hoping to stack as many conditions as possible. Next up we've got the Montesi formula, so having a beam attacking Hydra can definitely be quite interesting, especially with someone like Strucker, who can count his skulls as successes thanks to his arrogant superpower. So that's going to be really interesting to see. It adds a little extra dynamic to the team and it gives me more ways of handing out conditions exactly where I want them by hitting multiple characters. Finally, we've got Fear Grip's World as Worthy Terrorised Cities. Everyone loves a hammer, it makes it into every roster, so I thought why not, we'll throw it in with the Hydra and see how we get on. John, do you want to run through your missions?
Yeah, I will run through the reds first. So we've got Research Station. It's fairly central, which could be quite good for Convocation. It forces you to kind of gather up, allows me to kind of spread some conditions with Mordo if we get some. Keeps kind of the Ancient One in smash range and a defense range. It's pretty solid, to be fair. We've then got Montesi formula, very similar to you guys. Who doesn't love a beam? The ability to hit multiple characters while they're stood on a point and try and maximise damage is just great. We've then got Spider Infected. I kind of assumed you could potentially swarm the board a little bit, so I kind of wanted to space you out and be able to drag you around where you had no control over it, so I was really hoping on some dice rolls for those spiders. Then for blues, we've got Infinity Formula. Everybody loves a little bit of extra power, and that's something that the wizards and stuff in particular really enjoy. We've got Demon Downtown, just to try and keep it fairly central. Again, very similar to you, looking to get some incinerates on your characters so as I can hit you from a distance and try and take you down fairly quickly, as I'm going to assume that you will outnumber me. And then we've got Intrusions open across the city, because you can't play wizards without playing Dark Portals, so it's just in there for that.
Right, John. That is both the missions on both sides. I am going to go with more blues since as one priority, so I'll take these out the way. I've become quite fond of the Hector sleeves, so I've been using them a lot more often. They are, quickly I'll just show you, white on the front, and then they've got the Hector on the back. So I think it's pretty cool that you can get these custom sleeves made up by Dragon Shield. They are not the cheapest though. So John, which one would you like to go with?
I'm going to go dead centre today and see what happens.
I'm going to do the same and see how that goes. So we have Gamma Wave and Research Station. So very, very central there, John. It leaves you with a little bit of choice in terms of which threat value to go with. So would you like to try 15 or 16?
I would like to try 15.
Nice. So we'll go to rosters and then we'll get back to you shortly. So guys, today for the Hydra, we've gone 5 wide at 15. We've got 4 affiliated characters and then 1 out of affiliation choice, but I think the one I've gone with can really, really shine under the Hydra leadership. So we'll have to wait and see. First of all, we've got the brand new leader that is Baron Strucker. So coming in at 3 threat, he's definitely a very interesting piece of kit. He's arguably, in my opinion, one of the best 3 threats straight off the bat, just because he brings so much versatility with him. He's got so much on his card. So I'm just going to try and quickly run through all of it, just for those that might not have seen him yet. So he's 4 physical defense, 3 energy, 3 mystic. He's got 5 health on his healthy side. He moves medium, and he's a 3 threat character, like I said. He's got 2 attacks on his character card. He's got a Plasma Blast, which is his builder. It doesn't cost him anything to use. He gets power equal to the damage dealt. And on the roll of a wild, he can give out Incinerate to the target. It is range free, so it's pretty useful, especially early game where you want to start with the condition game, which is what Hydra are all about. His spender, The World Is Mine, is a 4 cost. It's only range 2, however it is 7 dice, so it's quite a big attack. After the attack is resolved, Baron Strucker gets to remove 1 damage from himself for each damage that is dealt. So very, very similar to my favourite character in the world, which is Venom, as he's got a very similar attack. The Hydra leadership is the Hydra High Council, so it's a little bit wordy and it can be quite confusing. So I'm just going to read it out in its entirety and then try and break it down. So, once per turn, after an attack made by an allied character is resolved, if the attack dealt damage, the allied character may use this leadership ability. Choose 1 special condition the allied character has. If the defending enemy character does not have the chosen special condition, it gains it, and then the allied attacking character loses that special condition. Additionally, once per turn, when an enemy character gains a special condition, the allied character that caused the effect may remove 1 damage from itself. So it's very, very interesting, very wordy as I said, but in essence what it means is if your attacking character damages an enemy, you can take 1 special condition that the attacker has and give it to the defender. So if you have Baron Strucker and he's bleeding, and he does an attack into an enemy dealing some damage, if they're not already bleeding, he can instead transfer them the bleed. On top of that, this leadership does trigger itself, in the sense that when you give an enemy character a condition, you heal 1 damage. So it's really, really useful. There's going to be lots of characters that really like this leadership. In terms of superpowers, Strucker has some really interesting ones. He's got Death Spore Virus, so it costs 2 power to use, but other characters within 3 of this character gain the Poison special condition. So it's pretty brutal, as it's quite a large area that this can affect. It can really hinder your opponent's power game. He's then got Arrogance, so when this character is attacking, before rolling your attack dice, you may use this superpower. In essence, what happens is you count skulls as successes, but so does the defender in their roll. So there's a little bit of an arrogant ploy to try and get some more successes. Dice are in your favour, generally speaking, as the attacker, you'll 9 times out of 10 be rolling more dice. Strucker then has Strategic Genius, so we've not seen this since back in the days of the core box with Baron Zemo. And what this is this character and other allied characters, within 2 of it, may reroll 1 die in their attack or defence, so it's really, really useful. And he's very much a force multiplier for those around him. The last thing for Baron Strucker is that he has Healing Factor 1. So this combined with his leadership means he's actually very, very resilient. He can actually shake off quite a bit of damage of his own without the help of those around him or tactics cards. Next up we've got Zola, another really interesting character. So he's a 3 threat. He's size 3 though, he's quite a chunky boy. He's got 6 health on his healthy side and on his injured side. So quite a large health pool for a 3 threat. His defences are very strange. They are 2 physical, 3 energy and 4 mystic. So we've not seen a character like this in a while. He's very similar to some of the Convocation characters actually with how their defences are, which is definitely very interesting to see. For his attacks, he's got prototype weapons. So it's range 4, 4 dice, and this is the first attack in the game that we've seen that can choose for its attack type to be any of the 3 that it's available. So that's physical, energy or mystic. So super, super interesting. After the attack is resolved, he just gains 1 power, so it is a static builder. However, he's got Hydra Ingenuity, so after the attack is resolved, for each world in the attack roll, the defending character gains one of the following: Bleed, Shock, Slow, or Stun. So huge access to conditions there, which is going to be really, really good. His spender, Focus DSP Blast, is a NG attack. It's range 3, 6 dice, it costs 2 power to use, and it gives out Slow on a wild. So maybe not as good as his base attack at times, depending on who you're going into, but it's definitely got its uses. What's really interesting, however, about Zola is his first superpower, which is Experimental Enhancements. So during the next attack made by his character this turn, you get to add 2 dice to the attack roll. After the attack is resolved, if the attack roll contained any skulls though, this character does suffer a damage. After that, he's got Hydra Engineering. So whilst this character or another allied character within 4 of it is attacking or defending, during the modified dice step, Zola can spend up to 3 power For each power spent, this character or the allied character may reroll one of their attack or defense dice. So really, really useful. Again, lots more support there. The second part of this superpower, however, is that after the attack is resolved, if the allied character's roll contained one or more skull results, then that character gains bleed. So outside of his affiliation, this could be quite detrimental. However, within Hydra, all that does is start to set you up to be giving out that bleed to opponent characters. His innate superpower, Scientific Hubris, means that whenever this character rolls dice, after the effect is resolved, he gains 1 power if it rolled at least 1 crit. So he can quite quickly ramp up some power if he's rolling enough dice during a round. He's also immune to bleed and poison, which is really, really powerful. The other 3 characters in our roster, first of all we've got Zemo and Viper, are both affiliated. Zemo's pretty much good wherever you put him. He can give out bleed, which plays into the Hydra leadership a little bit. He is affiliated, which is the main thing, and he has strategic genius himself. So although a character can't benefit from the same superpower twice, so if you're in range of both Strucker and Zemo, you can't get 2 rerolls, it does add up and mean that you've got much wider coverage on that reroll bubble. Viper is going to be quite interesting. She's long move as well, which is very, very useful. And she does have access to quite a few conditions on her card. She can give out poison and stun with her 2 builders, as well as slow and stun on her spender. So it's really, really interesting. The last character we've then got is X-23. So she's absolute murder machine. She has healing factor 2. So combine that with the fact that she can heal from leadership, she's going to be very hard to put down. And of course she does give out bleed on her builder. So that's how we'll be triggering that if needs be. And if the opponent chooses to put any conditions on there, she'll be more than happy to give them right back. She has an innate reroll as well. So combined with the abundance of strategic genius means that she's going to have lots of ways to modify her dice and hopefully really punish John. For tactics cards, we've only got 1 affiliated card, as at the minute there is only 2 and one of them we can't take as we don't have the characters to play. So the first one though is Scientific Method. So Arnim Zola may spend 2 power to play this card. Yet to choose another allied character that is threat value 3 or less and within 3 of Zola, the chosen character suffers 2 damage. For the rest of the game, however, the chosen character may use the SB leakage attack and gains the unnatural mutation superpower, both of which are listed on this tactics card. So the ESP leakage attack is a range 2, 6 dice mystic attack that costs 1 power to use. However, before damage is dealt, the target character suffers 1 damage for each skull in their defense roll. So this is pretty brutal, as it means that potentially your enemies can be dazing them without you even having to roll well. However, what's really, really interesting about this tactics card is unnatural mutation. So when an enemy character targets this character with an attack, this character adds 2 dice to its defense roll unless the attacking character pays 2 power. So this is a really great way to stack up some big pools of defense dice on someone like Zemo or X-23. I think it could be really interesting combined with Mysterio to give him 7 dice against every attack unless the opponent spends some power. For now though, we're probably looking at playing it on X-23 just as she can get rid of that damage turn 1 with the healing factor. The next card that we've got is Exceptional Healing. So when an allied character with the healing factor superpower would be damaged by an enemy effect, you may spend 3 power to use this. Reduce the amount of damage suffered down to 1. So this is really, really big, as it means you can be taking 5 damage from a huge spender coming in and just go, you know what, I don't fancy taking that damage, and just reduce it all the way down to 1, which can really catch an opponent out, as it can really mess with their plans and throw them off. So I'm looking to use this on X-23 or Strucker, as they both have healing factor, and I'm sure that it'll come up and be really useful at some point. After that, we've got Kick 'em while they're down. So any character may spend 2 to play this card. It's unaffiliated. It is active though, so you do need to play it during your turn. So you choose an enemy character, and during this round, when targeting that enemy character with attacks, friendly characters may reroll 1 dice for each special condition that the target has. So if there's an enemy character with 3 special conditions, that means you'll be re-rolling 3 of your attack dice, which is very, very brutal. And he's really going to punish the Convocation if I manage to stack up quite a lot. After that, for the 2 restricted cards in the roster, I've gone for Patch Up and Advanced R&D. With a team that's already so resilient, I thought, why not throw in Patch Up? I think Sacrifice could definitely be an interesting choice as well. However, Patch Up has never failed me before, and I think Viper or Zemo, or even Zola, if they get down to a couple of health, being able to throw them all the way back to being healthy is going to be really useful. Advanced R&D is the last card in the roster. This is for a couple of things. So firstly, so that I can get Scientific Method off turn 1. Secondly, so that X-23 or Baron Zemo can either do a charge or a spender, which is going to be really, really brutal and hopefully punish a Convocation. So that is my Hydra roster. I've not played them before, so we're going to see how it goes. However, I'm very excited to get them on the tabletop. We're just going to break down John's roster as he is running the Convocation.
Okay, so up today for the Convocation, we've only managed to squeeze in 4 because a couple of them are fairly hefty cost price as opposed to Hydra's 3 costs across the board. However, we have got Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme. He gives me some really nice mystic attacks. He gives me some really good long-range physical attacks. He obviously has his Eye of Agamotto so we can re-roll. He has his Scalpel of Strange so we can start moving characters around, which on something like Gamma Waves or Research Station could be really useful to get my characters where they need to be without them having to really spend any actions. So I'm hoping Strange can pull out his 5 threat and do an absolute ton of work for me. We've got Ancient One. Ancient One has never really failed me. She is 4 threat. However, she is a little bit of a bruiser, so she does like to get in there. She does like to mix it up. She has some defensive tech in terms of martial artist that helps her kind of stay around. So playing for that researcher, she should be able to put out a decent amount of damage. Hopefully the maximising of rerolls on Hydra doesn't hurt her too little, but she should be so good. We then have Magik, who is kind of the glass cannon of the bunch today. She has the potential to put out a lot of hits. She has some very nice attacks. Her spender is just great for what it does. She also has Limbo Step, which allows her to place herself based on power spent. So if she spends 2, she places herself within 2 of where she is. If she spends 3, she places herself within 3. She can also spend 1 for a tiny little hop, but that is lesser used. However, she is the one I'm slightly worried about falling apart the quickest, but fingers crossed she manages to do some work. And then we have the ever faithful Baron Mordo. Again, he's in there because he's got some decent ranged attacks. He's fairly flexible. His vaulting boots of Valtor help him stay alive. He's got flight if it's needed. And then he's got the ability to kind of pass out a couple of status effects. So he should be very, very useful. So in terms of tactics cards, we've got quite a few in there. We've got Bane of Dambala, which is an interesting one because it allows me to spend 1 power as long as the attack roll contained a wild or a hit to hand out root to anybody within 2. So fingers crossed we can start costing some of these superpowers on some of these characters to be a little bit more, and we can start really starting to affect Hydra's energy efficiency. We can start looking to cause them some troubles. We can start looking to make what they really want to do a little bit more expensive. And obviously Doctor Strange, with his ability to reroll under the Eye of Agamotto, should realistically be hitting a wild or a hit as and when it is required. And we all know he doesn't really struggle for power, so fingers crossed it comes off quite early. We've got Plane of Poldark, which is another interesting one. Any Convocation character may spend 3 power to play this card, and then I get to choose an enemy character. Allied characters may reroll any number of attack dice while making mystic attacks against the chosen character that round. So if I am looking to pick somebody off, if Zola or X23 is starting to cause me absolute chaos, then using Planes of Poldark onto somebody like X23 with a low mystic defense could cause Hydra and could cause Aaron a little bit of nightmare. So we're hoping there that we can set it up and we can really take somebody down when they need to. We've then got Orb of Agamotto, which is another interesting Convocation card that adds it to the slew of about 7 or 8 that they've got to choose from. So any number of Convocation characters not holding an objective token may spend 3 power, and then they are placed within 3 of where they currently are. So a little bit of shenanigan movements, which with Gamma Wave could be good to just hop across onto the back point or to spread characters around. So we are trying to maximise movement here. We've then got Ironbound Books, which, as we know, allows me to turn physical attacks into mystic attacks so that I can use my mystic defense for a round, and I can then recycle the card back in. So it's actually an exceptionally useful card, and against somebody like Baron Zemo and X23 should really help me out with longevity. And speaking of helping out with sticking around and a bit of longevity on characters, Patch Up is the final card that makes it into my Team Tactics cards roster, and we all know it's the only healing card really around. Strange has his ability with Salve on a spender to also potentially help out. However, Patch Up is there because it is far more reliable.
So John, that's everything for the Convocation. We're going to move over to deployment and get the team set up. So John, we've got everything set up.
We have indeed.
Just quickly to run through terrain, as it's Convocation, whenever a strange is about, we've got to get the Sanctum out. So we've got the Sanctum here. We'll be making sure to try and avoid going on top of it, just because you can't see it quite on camera. However, if we do end up there, we'll move the camera so you can see it.
Makes sense.
So that is our size 5. Then we've got quite a few size 3s. We've got this cargo crate and this one. We've got a daily bugle over there. And we've got a Stander Man, who's another size 3. After that, our size 2s, we've got 4 cars all over the board, just to mix it up a little bit. Got a couple of hedges, and then lastly, we've got a couple of size 1s with the barrels. However, it's going to be quite a central mission, as the missions we are playing are Research Station and Gamma Waves. So for Gamma Waves, there are 3 points. There's 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and they're all represented by blue tokens as they're secure. So for those that don't know, this one to me is worth 1 VP. The middle one is worth 2, and that one is worth 3. However, for you, John, it works in reverse.
It does.
So it's this one 3, this one's 2, this one's 1. Then we've also got the Research Station. So there's a researcher in the middle point, which is an extract that you secure.
It's so weird.
So it's worth 2 points. However, if you get it within one of here, you'll be getting 2 extra points. If I get it within one of there, I'll be getting extra 2 points. We haven't put any extra tokens there, as they are exactly where the Gamma Waves are anyway, so just keep it clear we've not bothered with extra tokens. So John, I did have priority, so I'll throw down the first character, and it's just going to be Zola, who's going to stand dead centre for me, ready with his robotic face.
I'm not really sure how to deal with Zola, or 100% what he's likely to do. So I'm excited to see how he plays. Really cool. I think he's exceptionally good. But this will be my first experience of, I think, watching him pound somebody.
Yep, so I'm just going to grab the scoreboard and our missions.
And Strange is now down.
And that is Strange Sorcerer Supreme,
It is Dr. Strange Sorcerer Supreme.
Oh, so we've got our missions there on the scoreboard. Next to me, John, it's going to be X23, who is, I'm hoping, going to be a melee monster. Just running down the
I mean, that is pretty much what she does at her best. We're going to match with my melee monster, not quite as menacing as yours. Ancient one.
Then Baron Zemo going here. He's a long mover, so normally I try and put him dead centre, but because it's so central for this mission, it doesn't matter as much.
We are going to go Magik next.
Yeah.
Just in the centre.
So my leader finally arrives, Strucker himself. He's just going to go off to the side, leaving enough space here for Viper to squeeze in a moment.
And then last but by no means least, Mordo.
As I said, Viper is just going to squeeze into this gap here. And then John, that is us fully deployed. So we'll get some power tokens out and move into round 1.
Let's do this.
Right then John, going into round 1. Last thing to check, what side of the bar with no doors are we facing at the moment?
I am on the circle of the cosmos.
Nice. So that means you will get to do a place if I do any damage to you?
Yeah, I get to place myself within one of my current position.
Nice. I do unfortunately have priority as much as I'd not like to have it at the moment, John. So I'm just going to have a quick look at who to go with. I think for me, John, it's actually going to be Baron Zemo himself. So he's going to move twice to the middle point and stand there ready to be securing it. That is the end of his activation, John.
Okie dokie.
He's got a nice 4 mystic defence with a reroll, so I'm not too worried about him being my sort of sacrificial goat to run up in the middle of the
He
table.
does have a very nice mystic defence, doesn't he? I'm not overly keen on that. However, we can easily do this. We're going to go with Magik.
Yep.
She's going to slide herself up.
To move in medium.
Yeah, she's got more than enough movement with a medium from where she was.
Yep.
It's the only reason I've not measured it out. It does put her within 4.
Right, so let's grab some dice
Let's
trays.
grab some dice trays. And some funky dice today.
Yeah, so John, today you are using some third-party dice. Where are they from?
They are from Kraken Miniatures Painting.
Oh, so we're going to be using them today for this battle report.
Okay, so I am hitting with 4 energy dice.
Yeah, I get 3 energy defence. Blocking nothing.
Hitting with 3 and a crit.
So I get 1 reroll. So I'm blocking 1.
I have the crit. So I'm at 3.
So I take 2 damage.
You do indeed.
Which means Zuma takes 2 damage and gains 2 power.
Yeah, and I just automatically gain the 1 power.
Yep. Is that the end of Magik's activation, John?
I don't know, is my honest answer. Let me have a look at some measurements. No. I think Magik is going to spend 2 for Limbo Step.
Nice.
And she's going to place herself just up here, which does put her within 1.
Nice. Right then, John, over to me.
Over to you.
So I'm just going to have a quick check of where range 3 is from you, because I'd really like to set someone up for an R&D. So I'm going to go with Viper.
Okay.
Who's going to move once to here. Just definitely within 3 with a long move. And she's just going to do her Assassin's Pistol into Magik. So it's 4 dice physical. I'm hoping to get the stun on.
I have 3 defense dice.
1.
Blocking 1.
No worries. So, take no damage, however, I do gain 1 power. And then I'm going to spend that for advanced R&D.
Yep.
So, flip that out of the way. So I'm going to give 1 power to Arnim Zola. 1 to X23.
Yes.
Then I'm also going to play Scientific Method. So Arnim Zola may spend 2 power to play this card. We talked about it in the intro. I'm going to play it on X23.
Okie dokie.
So she now has the unnatural mutation superpower and the ASP leakage attack. However, she does take 2 damage.
Which is fine for someone like X23, I would imagine.
Yep, because she'll be able to heal it off in her turn anyway.
Yep.
John, that's the end of Viper's activation. Just playing a couple of tactics cards there. It is over to you.
Wonderful. That seems like quite an interesting turn, I'm not going to lie. So, I think I might have a bit of a fish for an early days.
Nice.
Let's see if we can take Zemo out of the action. So Strange has more than enough movement to get himself up here.
I have to apologise to those watching and listening, as I do have a block nose, so there might be a little bit of sniffling. It's definitely not just because John's battering me, I promise.
But that's not happened just yet.
Right then, so Strange has moved up. Are you going to do an attack into the Zemo?
I am looking at spending 1 for Deadly Daggers of Davroth.
Nice.
I need to get an extra power back because it only cost me 1, not 2. Okay, so I did spend the 1 for the Deadly Daggers of Davroth.
Yep.
So 6 dice. We will make it energy into Baron Zemo.
So I get 3 defense. I'm blocking 1, but it is a crit.
I am only hitting with 1, but
So
it is a crit.
I'll add more crit in.
However, I do have some magical things. I will add my crit.
So I've just got 1.
So I'm still only at 1.
Nice.
However, we will Agamotto it.
So you get to reroll everything.
Yep.
Just pull this forward ever so slightly like that. I'll do that as well. So rerolling everything. Do you have to reroll the crit as
I
well?
do indeed. I have to reroll all of them.
Nice. So
That worked out a little better.
5.
5.
So I get 1 reroll. It's not going to be enough. I've only blocked 1, so I'm taking 3 damage, which was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he does gain the poison special condition. Not that I think it really matters at this point, though.
So that is Zemo dazed for now.
And that is Strange done.
Right then, John, over to me.
Over to you.
So we're going to go with Strucker, who's just going to do a couple of medium moves to get onto this middle point. So once to here, and once again to be within range to be secure in it. And then John, it's over to you.
So we are going to go with Mordo, I believe.
Yep.
Can get up on there.
Thanks to Floyd.
Thanks to Flight. And do I put some damage into? I do. So, just check I'm in range 3. Easily.
So you're going to do attack into Strucker,
I am going to do an attack into Strucker. I'm going to do a Staff of Living Tribunal into Strucker.
Nice.
So, 4 dice Mystic with a wild push. So, we're hoping to get him off that point.
So I get 3 Mystic Defense, sorry.
Okay.
So blocking 1.
2. There is no wild, however.
So I take 1 damage.
You do indeed.
Sorry, I can re-roll 1 because of Strategic Genius, so I'm going to do that. So blocking 2, so I take no damage.
Unbelievable.
Right then, John, over to me.
Yeah, over to you.
So we're just going to have a quick look at where X23 can get to. See if she can potentially start savaging Magik.
I think she can.
So I'm just going to move this car for a second. Just so we can be super clear. So I can quite comfortably get within 3.
Yep.
I'm going to put the car back. So X23 is going to go, she's going to move to be within 3 of Magik. And then she's going to spend 2 power, thanks to R&D,
Yep.
for a Claw Rush.
Okay, Magik does not like the sound of this.
So this is 6 dice physical.
It
We
is.
get 1 reroll for being an assassin. Sadly, Zemo's dazed, so I don't get Strategic Genius reroll. 6 dice with Pierce, and we'll see how it goes. So we've got 3 at the minute.
Blocking nothing.
So I've got a crit to add. And then I get one reroll. Just move them. So one reroll, John. Put me on 4 in total.
Oh, Magik will take all 4.
So again, so you take 4 damage, and after the attack is resolved, you get to move medium.
You do indeed.
So I'm going to move like so onto the point. And that is the end of X23's activation. She does heal the 2 damage she took from Scientific Method. That's a healing factor too.
Wonderful. So at this point, we've kind of got to get the Ancient One up there now. We don't have a lot of other options. Up she comes. There's no way to get her anywhere other than having to just spend an action moving, unfortunately. Or can she? She's got Winds of... No, not Winds of Return, sorry. Mist of Hoggoth. Place her within 2. Okay. We'll spend 2.
Yep.
And we're going to use Mist of Hoggoth. So I can place her within 2 of her current position.
Yep.
So we will drop her right on that tick. Let me just move that around.
No.
So she's on the point and she still has an action left. So I think we are going to take a look at X23.
Yep.
And we will hit X23 with a Shards of Seraphim.
So how many dice is this, John?
This is 5 dice.
Does it have any special conditions?
It does. It has a Wild Pierce.
Nice.
Going into X23's wonderful Mystic Defense.
So John, I'd normally only have 2 dice.
Yeah.
But thanks to Scientific Method, I have 4 dice.
You do indeed.
I have 1 reroll built in as part of Assassin training. However, I have another reroll as well for Strucker, so I'm on 4 dice with 2 rerolls.
Yep.
We'll see how this goes. So blocking 3 already, John.
Oh, I've got 3 with a crit.
I have a crit as well, however, we've got some shenanigans to do. So do your crit first. Then my crit. And then I've got a reroll for being an assassin.
Yeah.
So I'm blocking 4 in total, John.
Oh.
You do have Pierce, which will get rid of 1. But then I'm still not taking any damage.
You are not.
So that is X23 okay, I believe?
Yep, she is 100% okay.
So it turns out this unnatural mutation is starting to pay off.
Wizards don't like unnatural mutations.
They do not. So John, I've just got on him Zola left to go.
You do indeed.
He's a very slow boy with his slow movement. He's just going to move once to be capping my rear point. And then I'm going to do a prototype weapons attack. And I think I'm going to try and daze Magik. Sorry, it's not range 5, it's only range 4.
I was looking at that, I think that's huge.
Yeah, so range 4. So I'm going to target Magik. What is her weakest defence, John? Is she 3-3?
She's 3-3-4. So you're welcome to choose Mystic.
I'll choose physical. So 4 dice physical into Magik. If I get a crit, I'll gain a power thanks to Scientific Hubris. So let's see. 3 total, John.
Wow. Magik is blocking 1.
So she'll be taking the damage I needed.
She will indeed.
I would have been able to give you a condition, however you are dazed, so there's no need for that. So that is the end of Zola's activation. He just gains 1 power for making that attack.
And Magik is down.
So John, at the end of that round, quite a swingy turn. Everyone made their way towards the middle of the board, however, Zemo and Magik were both dazed. In the end though, I still have 2 characters on the middle point and Zola on the back. So in terms of gamma waves, I'll be getting 2 for the middle and 1 for the back, which will be 3. I also have enough people to secure the researcher, so I get a total of 5, John, to the convocation 0.
I've got Magik, I've got Strange on the back.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'll let you off. So
come on, let me have 1.
So 5-1 to Hydra as we move into round 2. So guys, if you're enjoying the content, please take a moment just to like the video and leave a subscribe. It really helps the channel and really helps us to grow moving forward, John. I think you'll definitely agree, if everyone that watched the video subscribed, we'd be in a much better position.
Oh, that'd be amazing. If we get even half of the people who watch the videos to subscribe, we'll take that.
We'll take that. So, if you're enjoying the content, please leave a subscribe and carry on watching. So, John, going into round 2, we always do everything with the objectives at the top of the turn, just keep it super clear. So, in terms of gamma waves, Mordo would be taking a damage as he's not within 2 of the shell.
He would indeed.
Then, as I was securing the researcher, I get to place it within 2 of its current position. I'm not so sure I want to send it into all of the wizards, however, I'm just going to have a look. I'm going to place it within 2 over here, so that none of your characters are within 1 of it straight away. I can begin moving it towards your back point.
That makes sense.
John, you do still have priority though, so you get to take it away.
I do. I will spend a power on Mordo, which would have been done in the power phase, and we will flip it over.
Yep.
So that the bar with no doors is now on the other side,
Nice.
which allows me a nice reroll into a character with a mystic attack if you haven't already activated.
Does it also give you a defensive reroll?
Let me have a look. Maybe roll one of his attack dice when another character without an activated token. It does indeed.
So when I'm attacking you, you'll get an extra reroll if you haven't already activated as well, which is going to be really annoying for me to try and deal with.
It could be quite nice.
Luckily, I've got quite a few rerolls of my own. As we were talking about, the strategic genius bubble means that everyone on my team is currently getting one reroll.
Yeah. Magik is also going to spend 2 of her wonderful power, and we are 100% going to activate the Ironbound books.
Nice. So do you want to put it over here just so we definitely don't forget? So what that means is this round, if I target you with a physical attack, you can instead use your mystic defense.
I can indeed.
Which is going to be pretty pesky, but hopefully we'll be able to chew on through.
So I think we are going to have to look at who we activate first seriously. I think we're going to go with the Ancient one.
Nice.
Let's just double check. We're going to see what we can do with Zemo. Zemo is going to be a pain with those rerolls.
Yep.
We are going to hit him with a Shards of Seraphim. So a 5 dice Mystic.
Yep. So Zemo can't use any shenanigans for defense, however he does have one reroll.
He does indeed.
So 3 defense dice for me and you've got 5.
I have indeed.
Oh sorry, it's Mystic, isn't it?
Yeah, you get an extra
So
one.
Zemo gets 4 defense
He
dice.
glued his mask to his face, so he now has a
Big
big
brain. Nice. So I'm lucky 2 at the minute.
I am hitting with 3 at the minute, including a crit.
Nice. Do you want to add your crit?
I will indeed. It's another skull.
I don't have any crits to add myself, however I do have a reroll.
You do?
So I'm only blocking 2, which means I'm taking 1 damage.
You are not, because I have Pierce on a wild.
Nice,
So you are
taking
blocking 1
2.
and taking 2 damage.
So that's not great for Zemo. Although I'd like to imagine Zemo stays around for the rest of the game, it's very, very likely that he might be going down here.
I would like to imagine he does.
I am going to spend 2 power for a counter strike, just because I want to use that power if he's going to be damaged. So 4 dice, and for every critical wild he'll take a damage.
Yeah.
So just the 1, John, so Ancient one takes a damage.
It's delicate power.
Nice. Right then, what would you like to do with your second action?
I think I am going to spend 4.
Yeah.
And do I finish Zemo?
You tried to finish Zemo.
I'm going to finish Zemo. That was my original intent.
Nice.
And then I looked up and saw X23 and thought, maybe I should hero instead. But no, Zemo's going to go. We're going to spend 4
Yep.
for an Astral Strike. So an 8 dice Mystic attack into Zemo. And you do not get to add dice for crit results.
Do they still count as successes?
Let me just double check. Crit results in his defense roll. No, they do not.
Right, so no crits for me. And we'll see how this one goes.
Here we go. 1.
Don't forget, you do get a reroll as I haven't activated it.
I do, but 1.
So it is a crit, sadly. I don't get to count it. I do get what? So you get a reroll, sorry, for your leadership.
I do. No.
I get a reroll for Strategic Genius. And then I'm not going to bother spending for any other rerolls.
I don't think you need to.
I've only got 1.
Can't believe that.
So I take 1 damage.
You take 1 damage.
So Zemo lives. I'm going to spend 2 power again for another counter strike, John. So
You do gain stagger, however, because I did deal damage.
nice. So I'm going to roll 4 dice for another counter strike.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And see how that goes. So 3 this time.
Oh,
John.
what?
The counter strikes never let me down. So how much does that leave you with? Just 2?
Just 2.
Nice. So hopefully that's going to set me up nicely to be dazing you. Right, John, is that the end of the Ancient One's activation?
It is not due to all that extra power. The Ancient One is going to spend 3.
Yep, so you've already taken it
I
off.
have taken it off. She's going to play Plains of Poldark. So any Convocation character may spend 3 to play this card. I have to choose an enemy character, so I'm going to pick X23.
Yep.
And then allied characters may reroll any number of attack dice when attacking her with mystic attacks.
Nice, that's pretty brutal, John.
It is.
So it might have to see if X23 can do something before she gets focused down a little bit. Speaking of which, John, I think I'm going to go with X23.
I thought you might now.
So, just having a look. Magik has 5 health on this side.
She does indeed.
So I could try and take her out before you get any chance to do anything. I think I'm going to do, John, so I'm going to go with X23 doing an Adamantium Slash into Magik.
Into Magik. Okie dokie.
So it's 5 dice physical, I get 1 reroll for being an assassin. I get a reroll for the strategic geniuses that are knocking
Yeah,
out.
I get 3 dice and nothing else.
No, so 5 dice and we'll see how it goes. I've got 3 at the minute.
I've got 1, but it is a crit.
Yep, I've got no crits to add in.
I will add in my crit. I got 1.
So, do you get a reroll from your leadership?
No, I do not. Oh, I do.
So you get a reroll for your leadership because Magik hasn't gone yet?
Yeah, I assumed it was add mystic attacks only, but it is not. I've just knocked my crit out.
Yeah.
It is still a blank.
So, I get 1 reroll for being an assassin. So I've got 4 in total. I do have Pierce as well, John.
You do.
So that turns your crit to a blank and you take 4 damage.
4 damage straight out. Magik is not enjoying today.
So X23 gains 4 power. Then, John, I'm just going to do another adamantium slash, rolling 5 dice again.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
So we'll see how that goes. This is going into Magik again. So only 2, but I have got rerolls.
Magik is blocking 2 with a crit.
Nice. So I get, you get to add your crit first.
Blocking 2.
So I'm just going to move the skull out, put the hits there to be super clear. So I get 1 reroll for being an assassin. And I get 1 reroll for strategic genius. Then on him Zola is... Oh, you've only blocked 2, haven't you?
I have only blocked 2,
So
yes.
it's already enough to daze.
If you'd like to spend the power anyway, feel free.
So I just realised, already enough to daze the John, so I'll keep it as is. So Magik, not
She's
dazed,
not
sorry.
even dazed.
She's KO'd.
Magik is removed.
So I get 1 power for the damage done. And then, John, quite brutally, I'm going to spend 2
I see this coming.
for Frenzy. So if this character dazes or kills an enemy character with an attack during its activation, this character may use his superpower. After the attack is resolved, this character advances small and then makes an adamantium slash attack. It can only be used once a turn, however. So I am going to advance to be on this point over here. I just want to make sure I stay within 2 of someone who is a strategic genius. So I'm going to advance small to there, within both my strategic geniuses, and I get to make a 3 adamantium slash. John, I'm going to put it into the ancient one, I think. So you get 5 dice again, John. It's physical. You would normally only get 2 dice, but because of the mystic books, because of the Ironbound books,
Ironbound ones.
you get 5 dice.
I mean, they are mystic books, let's be honest.
So I do have quite a few rerolls, and we'll see how it goes. John,
Oh my god.
I've got 4 already.
I've got 3.
Then I've got a crit to add, John. So I'm on 5. That was a blank, sorry.
Oh, I count blanks, don't I? While within 2,
You
so I
don't,
do.
because that's only against physical attacks, isn't it?
It is. It count. My books counted it out.
Do you want to just read it out, just to double check?
Yeah, it's against physical and energy attacks
Yes,
within
so
2,
one with the
so
blank.
changing it cancels it out.
So I've got 5 here. I'll get a reroll for being an assassin. So I've got 6, John. I'm more than happy with
I
that.
do have my reroll that is built in anyway. Keeper of the Eye of Agamotto. It does count, so I'm at 4.
So I've got 6, however, John. So he's still taking 2 damage.
Unbelievable. That will daze the Ancient One.
Nice. And I gain 2 power as it is an adamantium slash.
So despite 4 successes, the Ancient One still goes down.
X23 is then going to spend 3 power for patch up to heal Zemo back to full health. And then, John, that is the end of her activation. And what a monster she is. I didn't even need to give out any conditions. I think I hit the trigger on one of the attacks, but I did KO Magik, so it doesn't matter anyway. John, it is then over to you in what was quite a big turn, I believe.
A huge turn. The Wizards are not enjoying this.
Right, John, so it's over to you.
Yep. I think we're going to go with Strange. I think we've only got a choice of 2. Strange is in a good spot. So we are going to Baleful Bolts into X23.
No, so this is a mystic attack, isn't it?
It is a mystic attack.
So you'll be getting full reroll thanks to playing the hold on. However, unless you pay 2 power, John, I'll be rolling 4 defense dice. Thanks to scientific method.
Do not want to pay 2 power.
Nice, so I've got 4 defense dice. I get a reroll innately for assassin training, and I get a reroll for strategic
You
genius.
do indeed.
So we'll see how this goes. John, I'm blocking 3 with 2 crits.
Unbelievable. I'm blocking 3 with 1 crit. I'm blocking 3. I'm hitting with 3 with
Nice.
1 crit.
So you've added your
Hit
crit,
with
you've got
4.
4. I'll add mine. I've still only got 3. However, I've got 2 rerolls. John, do you want to reroll everything with the Eye of Agamotto?
I can reroll any number of attack
no, sorry,
dice with the
Plane of
Planes of
Poldark.
Poldark, so I will reroll these 2, as opposed to having to throw it all back
Nice.
with the Eye of Agamotto. Whoa, there we
6.
go, 6.
So I get a reroll for assassin's training. I get a reroll for strategic genius. And then, John, I could keep up with the rerolls.
Go for the rerolls!
With Zola, however, I don't think I'm going to. I'm just going to take it as is. So I'm blocking 3.
I have 6 with a pierce, so you are blocking 2.
No, so 6 pierce means I'm only blocking 2, so I take 4 damage on X23, John. Which isn't ideal, but she's already done a lot this turn, so I don't mind too much. Right then, John, what would you like to do with your second action?
Well, that's the interesting thing now.
As you aren't currently on the point.
I'm not currently on the point. I am tempted to scalpel myself onto the point.
Yep.
But that leaves me short 1 power, potentially.
How much power have you got at the minute? You've got quite a lot.
I've got 9. But ideally I need 10 for a scalpel and a shining circle. Yep. That hasn't quite played out, but we're going to scalpel because we need to. I need to be on that point. So I can place myself anywhere within 3. So just in there.
Are you not going to go for the researcher?
I think Mordo can get himself. I don't think there's a spot where I can get in on both, which I would like.
Not. The size 1 barrel being the bane of your existence.
It's just a size 1 barrel as well. That's the thing. I'm like, no. So we are gonna come over this way. Let me just move that tick. We're gonna drop right in there.
Yep.
And hope for the best. And then we have an action left. I mean, X23's got 1 left.
She does indeed only have 1.
Zemo's got.
Sorry, he was patched up, so he's on full health.
Zemo's on full health?
Yep, he was patched up by X23.
Ooh. I think we take a look at Zemo for the reroll potentially before he's activated.
Nice.
And see if Mordo can finish X23. So we will spend 1.
Yep.
For Deadly Daggers.
Yep.
We will make it energy. And we'll sacrifice the reroll from my side for your less defense dice.
Oh, so I get 3 defense dice.
Yeah, and I'm on 6.
So we'll see how that goes. I'm blocking 2, John.
I'm hitting with 2.
So, do you want to reroll everything?
I do indeed. Hitting with 3.
So I get 1 reroll. So I'm blocking 2. Is this the one with Pierce?
It is not the one with Pierce.
So I'm taking 1 damage, John.
You are taking 1 damage and gaining the poison special condition.
Nice. So that will be 3 0. So taking the damage against poison. I am then going to counter strike though, John.
Okay, I thought that might be the case.
So 4 dice, look for crits and rolls. It's 2, John, so the counter strike coming up again.
What have you done to your dice today?
No. Sadly, the Hydra leadership is attacks only, else I'll be giving you a stagger.
No!
Is that the end of Stranger's activation?
That is the end of Stranger's activation.
Nice, so over to me. I'm going to go with the Baron himself. I'm going to shake the stagger as I have to. Then I'm going to go Mordo hunting, as there's not already 3 Barons on this table and I can't cope with it. So I'm going to spend 2 to charge.
Okie dokie.
So I'm going to go to an X23 is not dazed.
No, she's got 1 left, she didn't daze.
So we're going to spend 2 to charge, leaving me on 4 power. I'm going to go to here, John.
Yep.
So I'm within 2 of Baron Mordo.
Don't prevent my cover.
Then I'm going to spend 2 power
Yep.
for Master Swordsman, which means I'll be able to reroll everything on the next physical attack. I'm going to spend 2 power for Steel Rush. So I'm doing a 6 dice physical attack into Baron Mordo. I can reroll everything in this attack.
You can. I am going to change it to a mystic attack.
Yep.
So that I may have 4 dice.
Nice, so we'll see how it goes. And Zemo's not
What
happy.
the hell is that?
So I've got 6 at the minute.
3 with a crit.
So I've got a crit as well, John, which I'll add in. So 6 at the minute.
Okay. Let me add that crit in. 3.
So then I can reroll everything for Master Swordsman. So it is a skull, which means no more reroll, sadly. So 6 in total, John.
Unbelievable. So I am taking 3. There is nothing I can do about it.
So a couple of things happen. After the attack resolve, I get to move medium. Because of the world, I'll give you bleed as well. So I'll give you the bleed, John.
Wonderful.
Then I get to move medium. So I'm going to go over here onto the point. And then now that the attack is resolved, I'm going to use a Hydra leadership to give you poison from Baron's email.
Ah.
You don't currently have it, I get to transfer it over because I did attack without damage. John, that is the end of Zemo's activation with an explosive attack there. I was almost expecting to daze him, but we can't have everything, John.
I mean, when I saw that initial roll, I also expected you to daze him. I'm not going to lie.
Right, John, so it's over to you with Baron Mordo.
It is over to move Mordo. Mordo realistically needs to do something.
Does he only have 5 health or does he have 6?
He has 6 health.
So luckily for you, the bleed won't kill him if he doesn't shake
The
it.
bleed won't kill him. I mean, I feel like he's going down either way because there are a lot of characters still left to go on this side. He's kind of got to get himself into the action. But before he does, I think he's going to see if he can put a little smash into Strucker.
Nice, so I get 3 defense dice.
So I am going to spend 4 power.
Yep.
This way, and we are going to go with Reigns of Ragador
Nice.
for a 7 dice mystic attack.
This is pretty brutal. I get 3 defense dice. I do have 1 reroll though. So let's see what happens.
Out of the tray.
Yep. So you got 2.
2.
So not great rolls from the convocation on these big attacks. I get 3 defense dice. I'm locking 1.
I'll add my crit. It's a shield.
And then I get another reroll. Sorry, you get a reroll first because of your leadership because I haven't activated yet.
Hey!
And then I get a reroll because of strategic genius. So I'm only blocking 1, John.
You are. I have 3, so you are taking 2.
Yep.
And you gain Incinerate and Poison.
So that isn't too good for me. However, I do plan to hopefully give you that incinerate back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do. And the question is now, do I move him to score some points, which feels like something I have to do, or do I try and maximise Plains of Poldark and see if we can finish X23, who only has 1 life left?
Does.
I mean, you've got plenty of characters left to counter Mordo standing somewhere.
Yep.
However, I cannot afford to give you 3 points.
You can't afford to just let me have it no matter what, I think.
No. So I'm going to drop back there. Take my bevy of status conditions with me.
Talking of status conditions, Strucker does have Incinerating Poison from that attack.
And then, unfortunately, Mordo is done and will take another damage from the bleed.
Nice. Right, John, over to me.
Over to you.
So we are going to go with Viper, I think, who's not currently doing an awful lot, but I'm hoping she'll be able to. So first of all, I'm going to pay 2 power on X23 for Kick 'em All Down. So any allied character may spend 2 power to play this card. Choose an enemy character. I'm going to choose Mordo. And when targeting the chosen character who attacks this round, allied characters may reroll 1 attack dice for each condition that character has. So I'm hoping this will be enough to give me what I need to take out him.
You'd like to think, wouldn't you?
So Viper's going to go, she's going to move long, straight forward, like so. Then she's going to do an Assassin's Pistols into Baron Mordo. So it's 4 dice physical.
Yeah, Mordo will obviously use the books to change it into Mystic.
So 4 dice physical. However, I get 2 rerolls for kicking while they're down.
Yep.
So I'm at 3 at the minute.
I'm at none.
So I'll reroll anyway because I've paid for it. So 4 in total, John. You take 1 damage.
Yep.
You would be gaining stun because of the wild, but you're going to be dazed anyway. Viper gains 1 power automatically for that attack. And she's then going to spend 2 power for a displacement ring to place herself within 2.
Yep.
Onto that back point, John.
This is not going well for the Wizards.
So that leaves me with Strucker and Zola to go, John. So I'm going to go with Strucker. And I'm going to do a... I'm just going to have a look. Am I within 2 of you, John? I believe I am.
It should be.
So I am within 2 of you. I'm going to spend 4 power for The World Is Mine. I'm going to do a 7 dice physical attack into Doctor Strange.
Oh, Strange doesn't understand this. Strange is obviously going to use his books to change it to Mystic, so he gets his 5.
So it's more 7 dice into your 5, and we'll see how it goes. So 4 at the minute.
1.
So I've got a crit to add. And then, as I'm the attacker, I have to reroll first. I'm going to do my Strategic Genius reroll.
Yep.
So just 4 in total, John.
Okie dokie. There is... Yeah, I'm going to throw them all back.
Nice.
I was just thinking there's no point, but yeah, there is. Let's throw them back and see what happens. That's marginally better with 2.
So you're taking 2 damage.
However, because it is a mystic attack, my mystic armour of strange kicks in. So for each wild in my defence roll, I may change one of yours to a blank.
Nice. So which one would you like to change? None of them trigger anything for me.
Well, that was my next question. So we'll change the crit just because.
So that becomes a blank, John, which means you actually only take 1 damage.
And I do gain a power for that.
So after the attack is resolved, John, I remove 1 damage from myself for each damage dealt, so I'll essentially heal 1.
Yep.
Then the Hydra leadership will trigger, so I get to give you a condition I've got that you haven't already got, so I'm going to give you Incinerate. Like so. So John, the Plasma Blast into Strange is 5 dice energy and you'll be rolling 1 less dice because of Incinerate.
Yep, Strange on 2 dice doesn't feel good.
I don't have any power at the minute for Arrogance, but I'm hoping I don't need it. So we'll see what happens. You're only rolling 2 dice?
I am only on 2 dice.
So Strucker has 3 already with a crit to add.
I have a grand total of none so far.
So I'll add my crit, and then as I'm the attacker I do my reroll first, so strategic genius reroll. It's giving me 4 in total.
Oh, I need at least 2 successes?
Yeah, and you're going to reroll everything with the Eye of Agamotto.
Oh, there they are.
Nice. So not only have you blocked 2, John, but you're wild. I believe you get your special change my defense
I
dice.
do indeed. I get my Mystic Armour of Strange.
So you get to change 1 more dice to a blank.
I do. Do any of those hand out anything in particular?
So the wild would give you Incinerate, John, but you've already got it.
I have. We'll do the crit again then. We'll keep things standard.
So the crit gets changed to a blank thanks to the Mystic Armour. And John, you just take 1 damage.
I do indeed.
I do gain power equal to the damage dealt. So that is Strucker on 1 power. I would have healed the damage that I had as well, John, for the Hydra leadership.
Yep.
Because I gave you a special condition.
That's fine.
Healing factor would then trigger, but I've not taken any damage, John, as I've healed it all.
Alright.
So, John, I just realised you don't have anyone left to go, so there's no point in asking.
Sometimes.
Arnim Zola's going to go. He's going to do prototype weapons into Strange.
Okie
He's
dokie.
going to make it energy, as that is your weakest at the moment.
That is.
And it's 4 dice, so we're going to see how it goes. You get 2 dice, John.
I
you
do.
can reroll everything. So I've just got 2, John.
I've got none so far.
Yep, I've not got any rerolls,
I will use my Eye of Agamotto.
as I'm not going to pay for Hydra Engineering.
And I fish out 1. And
Nice.
it is a wild.
So you're going to change 1 of mine to a blank,
I am indeed.
which then means you take no damage, John.
Yep.
I do gain 1 power, just as part of doing that attack.
I gain my final power for changing your dice, and I am maximised out.
So I could leave you on 2 health remaining for next turn, but you do have patch up, so I'm not going to risk it. So I'm going to spend 3 power for experimental enhancements, which means during my next attack I get to add 2 dice to it. However, if I get a skull, I'll be taking 1 damage. So it's 6 dice. I'm going to put it into Strange again, and we're going to make it energy again. We're going to see how it goes. So 6 dice. And just 1, John.
I haven't blocked it yet. Do you have any rerolls?
Oh, you don't? Because I'm not within range of any of
I
my
will
geniuses.
throw them back with the Eye of Agamotto. And it is blocked, and it is changed.
So, no damage on that second attack, John, which means Strange survives. Sadly, that means I won't be scoring the middle point. However, if we move over to scoring and have a look, I will be getting 1 for my back point,
Yep.
3 for your back point,
Well.
and 2 for the researcher, giving me a total of 6. So I jump up to 11 already. John, you've got the middle point contested, which means neither of us scoring.
Yep.
As we go into round 3, and it's currently 11-1 to the Hydra.
It's looking really sad for anybody that uses magic today.
Nice. So hopefully we can carry this one into round 3, quickly steal a win from the convocation, and see how it goes. Right, John, we're going into round 3, and things really have taken a dire turn for the convocation. Everyone's been dazed except for Strange himself, but he's only got 2 health remaining anyway, so it might not be long before that changes. Over on my side of the table, John, most of my characters are looking okay. X23 only has 1 health left. However, her unnatural mutations should help see her through. In terms of Crisis, we don't need to do anything except for move the researcher, as everybody is within range of a gamma shot.
They are indeed.
Tell a lie, John. Baron Zemo is stood just outside.
Is he?
He is, so he'll take 1
Yes,
damage.
finally, some damage on Zemo.
So, the researcher does get moved by me, as I am securing it. So I'm just going to make sure to put it within range 1 of your back point, meaning I'll be getting 2 VPs from it this round no matter what. John, you do of course have priority, so you do get to start it off and take it away however you do choose.
I do get to start it off. I think before we do anything else, Ancient One stood right next to Doctor Strange is going to spend 4 of her 5, and she is going to patch him up.
Yeah. Also, John, I've just realised the Ironbound books would have returned as Magik was KO'd, so would you like to play that as well?
I am indeed. Baron Mordo has the power over there and is going to drop the Ironbound books right back out. So it is sorted. So, strange to go. Let's see what we can do while we're loaded on power.
I think I know what you're thinking, John.
You think you know what I'm thinking?
You're
probably right.
Go for the shining circle of Seraphim.
We are indeed. 6 power, area 2 mystic attack for 7 dice.
Nice.
Allied characters do not suffer any damage. I get a wild cleanse. So after each attack is resolved, remove 1 special condition from this character and allied characters within 2 of it. And a wild and a shield is a salve, so I get to remove 1 damage from this character and each allied character within 2. However, I have used Patch Up to remove all of the damage.
Nice. So, John, you'll just be looking to get rid of that Incinerate off a stranger, I assume.
100%.
Who would you like to hit first out of my characters?
I think we are going to look at Strucker first.
Nice. So I get 3 defense dice. It is Mystic, isn't it?
It is indeed.
So we'll see how this goes. Blocking nothing, John.
4 with 2 crits.
Nice. Sadly, I don't have enough power for exceptional healing either, so it might be the end.
5.
So I get 1 reroll for being a strategic genius. However, John, if you want to reroll, you have to do it now.
I do indeed, and I'm going to do it.
With the leadership
With the leadership reroll? No, it does not turn into a success.
You could reroll everything, John.
I could, but I am not going to.
No, so I get 1 reroll, John. So I don't think that was the one I rolled. So I've not blocked any still. I could spend 1 for Hydra Engineering on Mr. Zola. I think I'm going to have to. So I'm going to spend 1. So I get another reroll, John.
Yep.
Still nothing.
Still
so
nothing.
I take 5 to the face on Baron Strucker, which is enough to daze him.
It is. However, I do not hit any of my triggers. Oh no, I do. I hit my. No, I don't. There is no wild. I hit no triggers.
No triggers.
I was just hoping I'd hit a trigger.
Really gutted I didn't have exceptional healing then, as it would have been really good. But nevertheless, who would you like to go into next, John?
I think we're going to go into X23 next.
Would you like to spend 2 power so I only roll 2 defense dice?
I
have only got 1 health left though.
No.
Not going to bother, no?
No, I was looking at my power, trying to work out whether it was worth it. It's totally not.
So I get 4 defense dice, thanks to scientific method. Blocking 1.
3 with a crit.
Nice. So you'll add your crit.
Skulls. I will add my crit.
Then you can reroll 1 dice.
4. I can reroll 1 dice. 5.
So I get 1 reroll for being an assassin.
It is a blank.
I get 1 reroll for Zemo.
It is also a blank.
So just 1, so it's more than enough to daze X23. Again, exceptional healing couldn't save me there. She's only got 1 left, so no matter what, she'll be dazing.
Yeah, I do, however, hit the trigger for cleanse.
So you get rid of that.
So I will get rid of the incinerate. Finally, there is a wild in the roll.
So I'm just going to tidy things up. X23 and Strucker are both now dazed. Right then, John.
And we're going Zemo.
Nice. So this is... Can you get the hat trick and daze all 3? So I get
Let's
4
hope so.
defense dice on Zemo.
It's looking okay with 4 with a crit.
So I've got 1 at the minute.
Let me add the crit. 4.
And then you get 1 reroll because I haven't gone yet.
I do indeed. 5.
And I'll get 1 reroll for having a big massive brain. So I'm blocking 2, John.
So you're taking 3.
Yep, which is enough to
Which
KO.
is enough to KO him.
So Zemo is KO.
I do get cleanse. I also get the trigger for salve, but nobody has any damage or conditions, unfortunately. So that is Strange's first action.
And we're now down to 2 barons on the table.
Complete. We are now down to 2 barons on the table. I think Zola probably has to be my next target, but let me just take a look at some measurements to work it through. I am within 3. What's his mystic defense looking like over there?
4, John.
It's 4, and his physical defense?
It's only 2.
It's only 2.
Yep.
I think we will spend 1 power.
Yep.
And we will go for a Deadly Daggers of Daggeroth.
Nice.
And we will make it physical.
Right then, John, so you're going into Arnim Zola
I am going into Arnim Zola.
with a Deadly Daggers of Daggeroff.
Yep.
And you're making it physical.
Yeah, Strange is actually carrying these daggers. They're not mystic, they're not energy, they're legit daggers.
Physical daggers. So I get 2 defense dice, John. I've got no power for any reroll, so there might be another spot of trouble here. However, I've got a crit.
I've got 5 with a crit.
Nice.
Strange is not a happy man this time.
Do you want to add your crit?
I will add my crit. It is 6.
I'll add my crit. So I'm blocking 1. John, you have a reroll. And if you get it,
Dude.
this is him dazed.
No, it's not.
So John, I take 5 damage.
You do take 5 damage and you gain poison.
However, I'm immune to poison, John, so I don't gain that one.
No, Strange. What are you doing?
Right, is it then over to me?
Yeah, go on. It's over to you.
I'll gain an extra power as well because I rolled a crit. Right, John. So Zola is going to have to go, I think. And I think he's going to try and take out the ancient one. Does she have stealth, John? Or am I imagining things?
You are imagining things. She has martial artist.
Nice.
But
So
she does not have stealth.
I'm going to spend 3 power for
Yeah.
experimental enhancements to get 2 dice for my next stack. And I'm going to do a 6 dice prototype weapons into the ancient one. I'm going to make it energy, John.
No, what are you doing to me?
So you'll only be rolling 3 dice.
I will only be rolling 3 dice.
No martial artist means I hope.
No, I don't even have the power to force you to move towards me.
So I'll hopefully be doing some damage. 4, John.
Blocking 1 with a crit.
Yep.
Blocking 1. However, keep with the eye of Magamoto, I can reroll up to 2 defense dice.
Yes.
Do you have any rerolls?
I don't, as I've got skull, sadly.
Oh, blocking 2 now.
Yep. So that is 4 in total.
Yep, so taking 2.
Yes. However, I've got a wild, so I'm going to give you shock, I think. Then, because of the Hydra leadership, a couple of things happen. So I'm just going to have a quick look. So, as I'm the active player, I believe I'll get to choose the order these resolve in.
Okay.
So, because I rolled a skull, experimental enhancements would mean I take a damage. However, the Hydra leadership, I'm going to choose to activate first. So, because I've given you a special condition, I heal 1 damage. Then, John, I take the 1 damage for experimental enhancements.
Okay.
So, it does leave him alive at the moment.
Whoa.
How much damage has H1 taken? 2?
2. She got 4 left on this side.
Nice, so it's pretty rough at the minute, John. I'm not sure what to do. I could try and take her out. Just having a look. I'm going to risk it, John. I'm going to spend 3 power again
Okie dokie.
for another experimental enhancement.
Let's see what you can do.
So it is going to be 6 dice again, with
Yep.
energy again. And if we can just both get destroyed here in mutual destruction, I'll be happy. That's a 5, John.
Ugh. 1, but it is a crit.
Yep, I've got a crit as well, so I'll add 9 in. So I'm at 5.
No. I have 2 rerolls.
Yep.
No.
Do you get a reroll because, that you haven't activated her
I
yet?
do also get a reroll because I haven't activated, which also does nothing for me.
So you're taking 4 damage, John, which I believe KOs you.
That is 100% the bang on amount to finish me off.
And I didn't get a skull in that roll, John, so I don't take any damage.
Unbelievable. What on earth is going on this round?
So I get 1 power after the attack is resolved. And I would have got 1 off the first one, so I've got 2. And then because I rolled a crit, I get scientific hubris, give me 3 in total. John, that is the end of Zola's activation. Pretty devastating there.
100% devastating there.
It's over to you, John.
It
You
is.
just have Baron Mordo.
I do just have Baron Mordo. So Mordo is taking a bit of a think about what he can do.
Yep.
I think he is just going to look at a bolt of Bishru
Yep, into Viper.
into Viper. So 4 dice Mystic.
I got 3 defense dice.
Yeah, and a Wild Hex.
Nice. So we'll see how it goes. Blocking 2 with Viper, John.
Whoa, hitting on 3.
And they're all wild, so I'm definitely
Do you get my reroll for my leadership?
because I haven't activated yet.
Yep. So, whoa, 4 wilds.
Nice. So I take 2 damage, John.
Yeah, I automatically gain 1 power.
And I gain Hex,
You do indeed.
which I'll be hoping to give you back very soon.
I'm sure you are.
So then, John, what would you like to do next?
Well, I don't have enough power to really do anything else other than fish for the same thing again.
So I'm actually going to spend 2 power now, John,
Yeah.
for Coiled Serpent. So when this top character is targeted by an attack within 2, you may use this superpower, and I essentially get 5 defense dice. And if I take no damage, John, you'll be taking 2. So no crits for me, but I do have a lot of dice.
We do have a lot of
We'll
dice.
see how it goes.
I'm at 3.
So I've got 2, John. You can't re-roll something.
I cannot re-roll the skull.
So I'm taking 1 damage.
You are taking 1 damage.
However, that's more than fine by me as Viper has lived, which was the main thing there.
Yeah, I'm not overly happy about that, to be honest. Yeah, I can't really do a great deal else there.
So, John, I actually think now, because Viper's healthy and I'm scoring those back points, that it's over for the convocation.
It 100% is.
However, I'm going to see if Viper can take out Mordo.
Ancient One did not plan to fall over.
She didn't, but she did in the end. So, Mordo, just to check, John, can't do anything when I hit him, really, can I?
I mean, I can move short.
Yeah, but other than that, there's no sort of cheeky counter-attacks or anything.
No.
So I don't need to worry about that, so I'm just going to do a 5 dice poison blade into Mordo. It is physical, but you've got Iron Band books up, so you'll get your Mystic Defense.
Yeah, I will indeed.
I do have Hex, so I'm hoping to give it back to you. 3 there, John.
Blocking none.
So you take 3 damage.
Wow.
I gained 3 power. I didn't get any wilds, so I don't get to give you any conditions, sadly. John, I'm then going to spend 3 power for Viper Strike. So it's 6 dice physical. Just again, I'd like the world to give you a condition back.
I don't think it matters, yeah.
Just 1, John.
2 with a crit.
So you've blocked it all, John. So, John, what a crazy round. In terms of VPs, I'm getting 1 for this back point.
Yes.
And then because Mordo's unhealthy, but Viper is healthy, I'll be scoring a bunch there. So I'll be getting 3 for your Gamma Shelter at the back.
You will.
2 because I've got the Researcher. And 2 because the Researcher is within 1 of your back points. So I'm getting 7 just from Viper there. So giving me 8 in total as I jump all the way up to 19, John. So I don't think we've had a game like this where there's been such a big difference in VP.
No.
Hydra just decided to go absolutely ham. Sorry, Strange is scoring 2, isn't he?
God, give Strange his win. He worked hard for those
I've got to give him his 2 points.
He worked hard for those.
19-3 in the end, John. Thank you for a bonkers game.
Mate, that was mad. I loved it.
We'll quickly do an outro and talk through everything that happened there. Right then, John, so Hydra hit the channel with a bang there, didn't they?
They certainly did. They came out of the gates and they just have not stopped.
Strucker, Zola and Viper woke up this morning and chose violence because that was bonkers. X23, perfect fit into that affiliation,
yes.
Especially with Scientific Method. Zemo, very strong, great to have him affiliated. For me though, Zola was actually a very interesting piece because at the end he managed to KO Ancient One just because he can make the attacks whenever he likes.
Yeah, I think that's a really nice kind of function for him to have on that attack. Just go, what's
really
your
powerful.
Yeah, that one it is.
Being able to give you the conditions back is certainly very useful.
Yes.
Especially when Strucker, I think, gave Strange Incinerate. Even though I didn't daze you there, John, just getting it off of me is problematic for you, I suppose.
100%.
And the healing is really nice. Viper at the end, if you'd have got a wild, would have healed some damage.
Yep.
I'd also given you the Hex back and given you whatever condition I triggered. So again, pretty bonkers the way that they can sort of shuffle and dish out the conditions. So really exciting to see what they might be able to do moving forward. John, in that game, I know it was only quick, I know it was blunt and beautiful and brutal, but who was your MVP?
I've got to go with the Sorcerer Supreme himself.
Yeah, he's the only character sort of healthy at this point. He's the one that scored you the points you have got, John, in the end. He did his job. That shining circle of the Seraphim, getting the hat trick, you dazed. Yeah. Strucker, you dazed. X23, you killed Zemo.
I think that's what sways it in his favour, to be perfect.
Sadly, it wasn't enough, though, in the end. For me, John, I'm going to say something I didn't ever say twice, but I'm apparently saying it again. My MVP has got to be Viper. She moved to the back point. I suppose any long mover could do that, but what she also did is use that Cool Serpent to survive at the end.
She did.
So even though she was hexed, she was managed to dodge some incoming damage, meaning that in total I think she must have scored almost half of my points across the game.
Easily.
Getting me 7 in that last round, so I think she's got to be my MVP. I think she might have found a home here in Hydra.
I think she's going to be pretty solid moving forward in Hydra, to be honest, I really do.
Just as I said, if I'd have got that wild in that last attack, I believe I'd have given you slow and poison from the attack itself.
Yes.
I'd have given you your Hex back, so that's 3 conditions over on you.
No, thank you.
And I'd have healed myself for damage, so really nice. And sort of the displacement ring as well coming in handy on that round 2 to get me onto the back point. So John, those are our MVPs. Sorcerer, Supreme, Strange, and Viper. So, crazy game.
Opposite ends of the spectrum.
Definitely. That was a very quick battle report for us, which I'm kind of happy for, John.
I was going to say,
as I'm not feeling the best. So hopefully we'll see you again next week, guys, with our next battle report. We didn't do, James, if you're watching this, we didn't do Shadowlands Daredevil versus Convocation, but we did manage to get Convocation on the channel for you. So next week we'll have another interesting matchup of characters.
100%.
We'll see who we can get out for us on the table. This weekend is the next event for Web Warrior Protocol, so it is the Illuminati Invitationals number 4, guys. There are spaces. It'll be a couple of days away from now, but you're more than welcome to join at last minute. John, you're going to be there.
I am indeed.
Lots of other people are going to be there. Sadly, we have had some dropouts, but I'm pretty sure there's still a decent chunk of people.
And it'll be a great day either way. They're always great days.
Well, I do try, so I'm going to leave it at that, John. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and John, thank you for the game.
Thank you for the game. Thanks all.
So guys, thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Feel free to leave any thoughts you have down in the comments below, and let us know if we missed anything or made any mistakes when playing the game. I just want to give a big shout out to all of the supporters of Web Warrior Protocols that have made this all possible, and a big thank you to all of the channel's patrons. The support from Patreon goes towards buying new terrain and buying new models to be painted up to be used on the channel. If you'd like to support the channel through joining the Patreon, you can find a link to it down below in the description, as well as links to all of the channel's social media.